we can. Well,
Part two, here we go.
It's really, we just get into the mechanics now then, because I figured it'd be 6 months before they could get the catalog, but they're at the university, they have the Texas Music History Department. So in 2 weeks, the head archivist, Katie from Wittliff Collections, said, okay, we got it ready, 20 pages for you, cataloged, ready to go. Your items all in boxes, numbered, ready to be found any way, shape, or form. And what we have them for is student researchers, because the University at San Marcos, the Texas State University, is the music university for the state of Texas, and people interested in music come here, and they do all their research, and we have your stuff available for them to look at and check for research. And so that's where we're at. They made a display, worked with Steve, with a curator, and he and I worked together. He actually put up the display in the main room and a smaller room, and Katie did a satellite one of just Jerry, Retzloff, and Lone Star beer in the first floor. That was only for a month, and now it's put back up. And then the only thing I got left to do is meet with Katie on Wednesday, and we're going to review it, because I threw everything personal in, and there's a lot of personal stuff that's coming back, a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with the music, but just rodeos and concerts and other things besides music. So that's where we're at with the memorabilia. It will be at the music in the caverns and the logs there, and you can get to it anytime. I can get to it, I can borrow it, so it's available. And I'm going to take my personal stuff home.
Sounds good.
Amen. That's
Amen.
it.
Well, and
memorabilia.
Then there was there was a big party or celebration on the 19th of April at the Wittliff with the Armadillo Rising event, and that drew a lot of people, packed the room, and
the Armadillo Rising drew about 800 to 900 people. I haven't called a count yet, and everybody was interested in the Austin music scene. And I wrote a letter last night when I got home. While you do this, Willie's told me, everybody writes songs, writes music, writes creative, and I like to write I like to write. So they say and Kinky Friedman told me, when you get to feeling, when you're ready to urge to write, he said, grab something and start writing. So last night about 7:30, I grabbed something and started writing. Dear David and Steve and Katie and all the officers up there and the personnel and the volunteers and Copy Bill Wittliff, that it was really wanted to thank them for a #1 event, and I thought everybody really felt good, and that it really felt like Austin in the 70s. The funny thing was, I was the only one that dressed like Austin in the 70s. In my old Lone Star t-shirt, everybody else was dressed up, but I was going to make sure I was going to be an Austin.
Jim Franklin was wearing a suit.
Even Jim Franklin wore a suit, which was unusual, but that's okay. So I told him it was a #1 event because you got the feel of the Austin scene in the 70s, and that's what people want, because people back then, they wanted the Austin scene. It was here is a quote. In 1985, I worked with the marketing man from the new Lone Star owners, and they were from the north, and he said we ought to do something for Texas Independence Day, and I said, yes sir. I said, I'd love to. So I got Red Caldwell from the university, the Texas State University, which was Southwest Texas State then, and we rewrote the Declaration of Independence. And we had a primary, we had a legal advisor, a historical advisor, and of course I was a party advisor, and we had all the volunteers, and we put on the Funseekers, Lone Star Funseekers signing of the new Declaration of Independence. It was sesquicentennial. We had a product out called Lone Star 150, which was a Bach beer. So I mailed calling cards, very inconspicuously, to 150 people, And it said, "You're invited to join the Lone Star 150 Funseekers Club. Please note in 25 words or less why you should be included in this limited membership. Mail to occupant." Well, I've got the whole folder here of all the people that wrote in, and I'll tell some of them are pages long, and some of them are priceless, and here's like a short one. "To whom it may concern, card number 103. I numbered the cards. "I feel that I should be included in the Lone Star 150 Funseekers Club because sucking down Lone Star and having fun are my two most favorite things. Risa Ray, Houston, Texas."
There you go.
Okay.
That pretty much nails it right
That
there.
pretty much nails it. Here's a longer one, and I'll just give you a little hint of this. It's from Funseeker Becky, and believe me, she was a Funseeker. And she says, "Don Quixote speaks on the ISO Club. I believe this morning, I believe the meaning of being an 150 Club. Don Quixote speaks on the 150 Club. I believe this morning of being a 150 member is to cast off the melancholy burden of sanity, to dream the impossible dream, never to accept life as is." And it goes on and on and on. "Perhaps to be practical may be madness, to surrender dreams may be madness, to seek treasure where there is calm trash. Too much sanity may be madness. Our madness is to be able to see life as it is and not as it should be. So let's have a party." Funseeker
There you go.
member.
Definitely
Sorry.
got to be a fun seeker.
She made it. She made the list. So this whole folder is full of that. And
That's
this
great.
is a copy of the that's one of Funseekers wanted to send a picture instead of a card.
I see.
So this is a copy of my. Now this is the present. Let's see. I got a copy of the actual card here and here it is. And this was the invitation to the primary held at Willie Nelson's Pedernales River Country, Luck, Texas. "When a government has ceased to protect the mood and fun of frolicking and funtivity, it is therefore obligation of every true fun-seeking Texan to take matters into his own hands. We've accepted these grievances, blah, 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 blah." The above excerpts are from the new revised one. "You are hereby summoned to participate as a delegate in the second annual convention of the Funseekers of Texas, purpose being to ratify a proposed declaration." And this was the invitation that went out.
Nice.
Okay?
Nice.
So, it was all a program ball of wax. Amen.
Amen.